Hello pool players, I got a good one for you guys today. This is something you've not seen before, I venture to say. We're going to break 3 9-ball racks here, and we're not going to go ball in hand with the cue ball. We're going to do something else. This is a great way to practice. I've been working at this and it makes us think much differently. Now, you could also use an 8-ball rack out there and do the same. And I'm going to make a video on that coming up. But right now we're going to use 9 balls. I'm going to shoot this with a low left draw cut break, come to the side rail with the cue ball. Pretty good, yeah, nice break. Got a couple balls went down. So normally when you're playing a ghost, you'd go ball in hand with a cue ball, right? Not the case here. We're going to pick the next numerical order ball, the 1 ball, which is up there, okay? And we're going to move it instead of the cue ball. Now this is where it makes us think differently, right? Because we need to make sure that we put this 1 ball in a strategic location so we can not only make the 1 easily, but also make position 2, in this case the 2 ball, and then eventually get to the 3, and then so on and so on. So you want to get the right angle, right? So where would you put this 1 ball? If you see that the 2 is there and the 3 is there, what would you do? You see? It's provoking thought of how you would see the run out. You have to look many balls ahead to do this. I find this to be a fascinating way to practice. Now let's go ahead and then break another. Oh, and by the way, where would you put it? Where would I put it? In this case, I would probably just bump it in the side pocket right here. Just shoot it just nice and gentle and have a little cut angle on this 2 so I can flow to the 3. I need an angle on the 3 to come down through here maybe to get to the 4. You see, I'm thinking it through, right? That's what I would do. Now let's take a look at another rack. Okay, now here we go again. Now in this case, we've made the 1 and we have the 2 ball. And we're not going ball in hand with a cue ball. We're going to go ball in hand with the first ball that we're going to shoot. Grab the 2 ball. Look at the remaining pattern. What would you do? How would you get on the 3 to get to the 4? You see? So I'm looking at this and I don't just put this so that the cue ball just goes anywhere here. I want to see the angle so I can get to the 4 from the 3. It's a little tricky. Right? If I come in here, I got to cut it there. That sends a cue ball that way, which is okay. I can come back up here and then right up into here. And if I get the right angle, if I'm up a little higher, so I have a cut on the 4 going in the side, I can roll here and in here for the 5 into the side. That's my shot. I want to set this up so that the 2 ball, and I'm looking at where I want to get, what angle I want to get here on this 3, right? I would say probably about right there would be good enough. And then I can hit with spin and come right up into here and roll right up into here, back where this 2 is. As a matter of fact, would be perfect. Shoot the 2 in the side pocket. Now let's look at the 3rd break. Okay, here we go. The 1 didn't go in that time. So we're not going to move the cue ball. We're going to move the 1 ball. Where are we going to put it? The 2 is right there. We're looking at the 3. We've got to get to the 4. You see, it's provoking thought. I need to put this 1 ball in a precise spot so that I can get the angle on the 2 to get easily to the 3. So I like the idea of having a little bit of a cut on this 2. I always like to get the next ball into the pocket that's closest. If I can get the right cut on this 2, I can get easily to the 3, and then if I can get the right angle on the 3, I can easily get to the 4. Once again, it's provoking thought. So what I might do in this case, how do I get to this side for this cue ball? Well, if I could put it here, I could put it there, I could get it closer here and use some draw. I don't like that. The farther away it is with draw, it's less accurate. In fact, that's what makes the difference between like a 600 to a 700 player is they get closer with their position. Okay, if I have to shoot over here and then draw to that position, it's harder. But if I get to here and hit a little stun draw, I can roll right into here more easily, you see? So I would place this cue ball more than likely right there, or you could even do this. You could put the cue ball here if you feel more comfortable and then hit it into that corner, leaving a little bit of an angle or maybe even a straight in just to roll forward down into here for this 3. You see, there's a couple of variations, or I should say a couple of ways that you could do this. I like the idea, once again, of just shooting it into the side and letting it drift down right about to here. But once again, if you feel more comfortable, put the cue ball there, or the one ball there, the cue ball. See that? I'm always thinking ball in hand being the cue ball, but in this case, it's the object ball. I just wanted to share this video with you. It's a great way to practice. It's going to provoke thought so that you can see the right angles that you might need to get to the next shot and then have that shot get to the 3rd shot or even the 4th shot, you see? If you have any questions or comments about this video, leave them in the comment section below. And if you want to see another informative tutorial, watch this one right here. And until next time, like I always say, keep on practicing.